Everyone has been giving their takes on Stranger Things, giving their opinions on the Stranger Things finale and season 5 as a whole. And honestly, a lot of agreeable things out there, a lot of interesting things out there. But I wanted to take a moment to talk about the ending of Weapons and the ending of Stranger Things, and talk about expectations versus expectations versus reality, I guess you could say. Spoilers for both. I can't talk about these things without spoiling them. So like, if you haven't seen the end of Stranger Things, my opinion, the ending was fine. It was fine. I mean, it was a lot of things that were expected, unfortunately, but overall, I think it would be looked at as like an okay or like completely fine finale, because everyone is comparing it to Game of Thrones right now, and it's not that bad. Like people did not. It was not written in a way where it went so left field that you would have to sit there and say, "Oh, there's no way that I could see any good in this." A lot of the things that happened in the finale, in the last episode specifically, were things that were they were okay. You could like nitpick things here and there. You could like have issues with it, but like overall, it had an ending, and like the last 45 minutes was really nice. It reminded you where the show came from, and reminded you that it's in a world that was thriving, and it required this one thing to be taken care of so that people could go back to their lives and enjoy their lives together. I mean, for me personally, it's kind of ass, but like for a general ending for a show like that, it was good. It was good. I didn't like that it didn't meet the hype that was surrounding it. Again, it's a fine ending. People will talk about it, and then the show will live in infamy as like what could have been. Okay, now the spoiler part. Weapons is a movie that focuses on a town of people who are trying to figure out what happened to a bunch of children who went missing for I don't remember how much time. All right, but like they went missing for a certain amount of time, and mysteriously they all just ran off into the night, and no one knows what happened. No one knows where they were. The spoiler is that a witch stole the kids and was keeping them in a basement, hypnotized, right? So these kids were all stuck in a position where even if like mentally they were there, they could not do anything. They could not control their bodies at all. So if you're someone who's watching this movie, you sympathize with these kids that they show. The movie circles around these kids and how their lives have just been kind of impacted so negatively by which who just like stole them, because one kid was forced to do her bidding, and it's implied that like she's like stealing the life from them because she's dying. But yeah, the whole point is that once these kids are set free, you're expecting something crazy to happen. You're expecting like some kind of revenge, something to happen for this witch to get her comeuppance, and it did in like the best possible way. The kids busted out. Kid who initially was being forced to lure the kids into the witch's clutches, he controls them and empowers them so they will all go after her and tear her to shreds. I mean, they fucking jump this lady. Like it's amazing. And Stranger Things season 5 is a season where you have like a bunch of kids, like 12 kids, who have all been kidnapped by Vecna, because Vecna has a plan to use those kids in order to enact his like ultimate plan, which whatever. I won't say much about his ultimate plan, but like the whole point was that this season introduced these kids and put these kids in the center of the story, so that you would think that they were special in some kind of way, or there was something about them that like there was a reason why they were the kids he specifically went after, instead of just like any kid off the street you could find off the street or whatever. It's he like implies it's because they have weak minds, but that doesn't seem to be the case, because of the two main kids who helped with the finale, helped with the rebellion, helped with ensuring the Vecna does not succeed, because spoilers, obviously it doesn't succeed. There are hints in the show that these kids are going to get empowered. Like they are all sharing Henry's power. They're all sharing Vecna's power in some kind of way. And this season also shows that Will has this power because of him being taken in the first season. So they keep setting it up like these kids are going to get out and they're going to have powers and they're going to be able to like do something, you know? And I'm expecting the final, like they had a moment where you could have set these kids free and they all would have just jumped Vecna, and it would have been like an amazing sequence of these kids like killing Vecna, fighting Vecna or whatever, or at the very least using their like powers that they gain from confidence that they get once they get out of this spell to kill, like, you know, demodogs, demogorgons, demobats, or, you know, like all the other creatures that are supposed to be around, who weren't around, by the way. But they didn't do any of that, which is, I don't know, like, I think for me personally, the season would have been that much more satisfying if they just went balls to the walls crazy, you know, like did some wild shit, like, hey, these kids, they're all jumping in, they're beating them up, they're using their psychic powers that they all found, and like, you know, they're gonna go through life having a little bit of psychic powers, and maybe once they get rid of him, they'll lose the powers and they'll go back to their normal lives. But instead we got, so yeah, I don't know, like, hold on, my headphones came out. It's so strange because the Duffer Brothers have been interviewed about some of the like choices that they made for the end, and they've really just said, I don't know, man, like, hey, why are the demodogs not there? I don't know, man. Henry wasn't expecting anyone to sneak up on him like that. So I just really have to ask, do we think that Stranger Things season 5 is written by ChatGPT?